trip began with a pretty exhausting start. We arrived from Johannesburg to Maun, and we had all flown from London Heathrow to get there. We took small prop planes to get from Maun to the airstrip where we would fly to the different campsites that we were going to. The whole experience was pretty surreal. We had private security taking us all the way from Johannesburg and getting us through the flights so that we can make it to the terminal on time. When we landed in Maun, we were greeted by our guide named Cautious, and he drove us around, and we even got to have some nice tea cakes, some tea, and the first thing that we saw was a honey badger, which was awesome, and then we saw the elephants, which was just an amazing experience. We were surrounded by a whole herd of them, and they were everywhere. We even saw a little baby. As you can see, we're just so excited to be in Botswana. In the surrounding area, we also saw leopard, impala, hippos, bison, and even more elephants. Afterward, we had a little bit of a pee stop. We drank gin and tonics. Apparently, they're the drink of safaris. We had some corn chips and beef jerky, and then we came back to camp with a beautiful sunset and campfire. We woke up to hippos outside our room, and we got to kind of see the sunrise, which was awesome for our first morning in Botswana. I had never seen zebras in the wild before, so this was such a crazy experience. They were definitely on the top of my list for just animals I wanted to see. I'm a huge fan of all herbivores, especially in Africa. Elephants, giraffes, and zebras just have my heart, and they're so beautiful. You wouldn't even think that zebras would be able to blend into the environment because they're black and white, but somehow their stripes get lost in the terrain and they camouflage themselves super well. We also got to see the first giraffes that we are seeing on the whole trip, which is really exciting. I think they're such wonderful creatures. I love herbivores of all type, but giraffe are just so cool. They have such long necks, and I love that their legs are so skinny. They look so strong, and their ears and their horns are just funny, and it was just awesome learning about them. And what was cool is that we got a notification from other guides on safaris that there was a sighting of some female lions with their cubs, and they were hunting, and so we went on our own little hunt to find them and see if we could spot them. Apart from the giraffes and zebras and lions, we also got to see more elephants, leopard, warthogs, wildebeest, vultures, impala, kudu, buffalo, and some carcasses that some vultures were going for. It was an awesome experience, and I'd say that this was a very successful first morning drive. After we came back from lunch, we ended up learning how to basket weave with this woman named Mani, who is a basket weaver, and she's also a wonderful singer, and she sang for everyone at the camp at night and led the rest of the staff in beautiful song when we were having dinner time. And she was an amazing teacher in showing us how to weave, and it was really interesting learning that you can't weave baskets with the weeds that come from these national parks and these preserves because they're protected. So if you want to use these special weeds, you have to go and buy them at actual stores.
We woke up at the correct of dawn. Actually, you woke up at 3:30, but anyways. And then we went on this morning safari, which was really nice, but I kind of fell asleep. But we saw a hippo and it was really nice.
It's pretty fat.
Oh, don't fat shame him. And now we're on the airstrip over there. And we're waiting for the plane to land.
We're going to this other like park thing.
It's called Chobe National Park.
It's actually called the Savuti.
No, it's not.
Okay, let's speak nicely to each
Savuti in Chobe National Park.
Yes.
Teamwork, baby. What's going on? Look at my hat. This is Dad's. I really look like a dad right now.
Dad's packing up, getting ready to go on the airstrip. There's Cautious.
First class.
Up in the sky.
Muffins. Thank you so much for.
Right.
Yay! We were so sad to leave Cautious, our guide from Okuti, but we were so excited because when we got to Savuti, we met our new guide Tico, and we got to see the most rare animal in Africa, or one of the most rare animals. They're endangered species, these wild dogs, and their den with cubs, so that was insane. Dad had mentioned how he wanted to see a male lion. We'd seen female lions, but he'd never seen a male lion out in the wild, so that was top of our list, and we saw it on the first day.
We're in our glamping situation. Yes, your bed, my bed. All of our things.
Bug spray, waters, towels,
Windows.
blanket. Alright, what's over here, Nina?
Toilet, drawers, things.
Mirror.
Then you go into this.
Ooh, what's this, Nina?
Shower. And then they fill water with this when you want. And then you just open this to use it. And look how
Nice.
pretty we have a tree overhanging.
Oh, look, yay. Nina. Guys, she's on the move. She's gonna pounce. I think she's gonna pounce him. Yeah. Ramuji, what do you have to say? In the morning, we went on a drive and we saw lions mating. Apparently they mate every 15 minutes like clockwork in 3 days, which is crazy. The whole time we were here, it was breeding season. We also saw 2 female lions that were sisters, and we were so excited. We saw 2 female cheetah sisters in a tree, and they were running, and we got to hang out with them for 30 minutes. Dad was so happy. He'd never seen cheetahs before, neither had any of us, but he was so hyped. Our guide Tico was 60-something years old and clearly had years of experience. He booked it at 45 miles per hour just to get us to the other side of the park so we could see the cheetahs. On our first night sleeping, Nina and I woke up at midnight to a lion growling, some type of communication to call out all of the other lions in his pride. It was insane. The lion walked through our camp, and our guide and the rest of the staff saw them when they were by the campfire, so that was just crazy. These are the lions that we saw breeding earlier in the day. We randomly saw them again by a watering hole, and it was actually crazy to see that as soon as the female lion just got up, the male lion immediately got up as well, which was really sweet to see how protective he is over her even when she just takes one step. Just to the left of them, the brother was just by himself sleeping, which was funny. Later that night, we played gin rummy, and we ended up making s'mores for the whole staff because they'd never had s'mores before. In In the morning, we would wake up and eat the porridge or the breakfast that the staff had cooked for us in the morning. Their names were Moa, Croc, Gift, OT, and DT. The food always tasted so good, so we wanted to tour the kitchen, which was essentially a black iron oven and a bunch of pots. As soon as we went on our morning drive, we were alerted by other rangers in the park that there was a male lion roaming around our area. He ended up coming near us, which was an awesome experience just to be so close, and we didn't feel nervous at all just because we were inside of the Jeep and they didn't seem to care about us being there. He kept looking around like he was looking for someone, maybe members of his pride, but he kept stopping and then walking forward again. But we saw him approach this little tree, marking his territory on this bush, and we assumed it was because he wanted to call to others so that they'd be able to find him with his scent.
Who's he calling to?
Oh my god, yeah, the second brother's back there.
Where?
All the way back there. He called him.
The older brother was coming by and we saw him following the other brother's calls. And soon he approached the same tree or bush that the other brother had just marked his territory on. We could tell that he knew where he was going.
Brother, are you coming?
Soon after we saw the lions, we saw a pair of cheetahs we saw the other day. We were nervous we were going to spoil their hunt because a bunch of other trucks came, and I think that's what ended up happening, but they were looking out at these giraffe and these wildebeest and impala. But what was cool to learn about was that the giraffes, because they can see from above and so far because of their height, when they look alerted, I think monkeys also make sounds as well, and birds, but when the giraffes look alerted, the wildebeest and the impala know that there's danger around, and they were all moving, and it almost felt like the Great Migration.
We're watching the lion. So they just made it, but now they're taking a break because he needs to generate his sperm again, which only takes 15 minutes, so this guy's packing. Okay? His ability to stamina is insane. But there are a lot of other ones, so we're just waiting. And I almost cried during our card game today.
The one thing that we hadn't seen so far on our trip was leopards, and like I said, our dad really wanted to see a male lion, cheetahs, and leopards, and we checked the 2 off our list, but now we checked the 3rd item off our list, and we were lucky. We saw 1 mom and 2 cubs, and they were just all around us, playing, running around, climbing trees, and it was an awesome experience. Just a great way to end our time in Savuti and Chobe National Park. After we left the leopards, we were driven back to the airstrip when we had to drive the truck and scare off animals from the airstrip so that when the plane came, it didn't crash into any animals. We got picked up in a helicopter that took us to the Duba Explorers Camp, which I think had to be the most beautiful place I'd ever been. It was absolutely insane. I'd personally never been in a helicopter before, and so Nina, Ramsey, and I were in the first ride, and then our dad came separately after, this is him coming to the camp. But this is when we were in the Okavango Delta. As you can see, there's just water everywhere, which is just amazing for supporting the ecosystems here in Botswana.
My name
Is
Issy.
Issy.
Is he bitter?
This is the prettiest place I think I've ever been in my life.
This trip is the most amazing trip I've ever been on. Ready?
That's embarrassing, so. You guys, this is the pool.
It's an old game drive truck.
With a star. I just tripped.
Oh my god. This is insane.
OMG. Like, how is it real that we're right here and there's an elephant walking by? TV, welcome to our crib.
Welcome to our crib.
Okay.
This is room number 2. Welcome. Here is the front porch with seating areas and a beautiful view.
Wow.
And there are baboons everywhere.
We've seen the mate.
So, yes, nice little seat. Oh, there's a termite mounds.
Oh,
We
termite
love that.
mound. Nice.
Continue.
Little chairs right here to enjoy a coffee.
A coffee.
A little light fixture. Beautiful.
A nice tea.
Mosquito netting.
Excuse me, nice tea. Okay. This is the bed.
A wonderful, wonderful, trunk.
Wonderful bed.
A nice trunk.
Nice trunk.
2 beds put together for us, and the team left us a nice note.
Yes, and then here we have tea and coffee.
Tea and coffee.
DIY, make your own. And then desk with more drinking water.
More drinking water.
Drinking water.
Outlets.
You know the works.
Safety.
And then the beautiful toilet.
Nice toilet, honestly.
Honestly,
Toilet with a view.
They brought books for us.
The
too.
toilet with a view.
I know Nina has issues.
Oh no. And the beautiful.
I can see this.
Yeah.
Slay. Okay, look.
We haven't had a
Yoga
mirror
mats
anywhere.
And weights
We can add some weights
to get
because
that grind. 6 a.m. grind. And then beautiful vanity.
beautiful
situation.
vanity situation.
And then the grand finale is the shower. Because, hello,
This is like an outdoor shower,
let's
but
just
indoor.
Give a moment.
Give a moment of silence.
Yes.
Oh.
So good.
And laundry. We can get laundry done.
And they clean women's underwear, guys. So yeah.
Update for the vlog.
Bye.
I think the coolest part about being in the Okavango Delta is just how different the terrain was from the other 2 areas that we had been in before. There was just so much water around us. We got a new guide named Shakes, who was awesome, and it was just so cool to see kind of like marshland mixed with water. We ended up seeing leopards again, which was such a treat. We also got to see a hyena, which we'd never seen a spotted hyena before, so that was awesome. We actually learned that hyenas poop white poo because they have something in their teeth and in their saliva where they're able to digest and chew up bones. So that's why their poo is white.
Even eat for a week.
Oh,
I
wow.
think now maybe it's finished now
I
because
see.
the vulture they've done.
I see.
What type of hyena is this?
What happened to the hyena?
What type of
hyena?
Oh, spotted hyena. Yeah. Got only one species here. And then the second one is in the Kalahari, brown hyena.
Their stomach's really full because they just ate a bison. Buffalo. 2 brothers. And the other 2 brothers over there.
pretty funny actually. They're all just hanging out.
Oh my
It's
god.
like the ultimate slumber party.
The Delta is just insanely beautiful, and it was so great to be able to sort of do a night drive. The sunset was amazing, and we got to see animals at dusk, which was another cool sight. And most of the other places that we went to, we weren't allowed to do night drives, so it was definitely a different experience being able to try to see animals at night.
Dad, what do you have to say? It's the last day.
It's been a great trip so far, and I'm really enjoying it.
Ramsey, what do you have to say?
It's been really fun.
Is your bloody nose better?
Yep.
In the morning, we woke up and Ramsey had a bloody nose, so we had to get that sorted, but we went for a morning drive and they surprised us with this beautiful breakfast just out in the open that we ate at with another family.
I can feel something inside. I really don't think it's strong enough, no.
No, you sing a song.
Nothing really matters. Anyone can see.
Elephant. Just outside of our windows here. And at night, they are quite loud and come right up to the front here and can make quite a ruckus, but it's quite enjoyable.
It's the last day. I'm so sad. I don't want to face reality. I could live here forever. I love the elephants. They're so cute. On our last afternoon, we ended up doing the Mokoro, which is kind of like banana boat that we got to take, and the local people apparently all learn how to steer a Mokoro in the water. It's really interesting. They're kind of like sticks. They're not really any sort of paddle that moves you through the water. The water is so shallow that you kind of need the sticks to pull you through. But it was really interesting just learning about the people that live near the Delta and talking to the locals and learning about how they all learned to swim. They showered and bathed in the water during school. And I just couldn't get over that these people just live here kind of near out in the open with all these animals coexisting. And they were honestly just the kindest people I'd ever met. On our last drive, we got super lucky again and we saw wild dogs, which was crazy because they're one of the most endangered and rare animals in Africa. And we didn't see more cubs, but we saw a bunch of the other dogs just outside of the den.
Our farewell from Duba Explorers Camp. Nina and Izzy are in the helicopter and Shakes is across the river waiting for them to leave. We're going to walk over there as we are the next to make the same trip. As you can see, clearly outstanding morning. Our morning was disrupted a little bit by an elephant that was in the middle of our way as we tried to get to our room. But such is life, and it was quite excellent. And there are the girls getting ready to leave.
Overall, this trip was just the trip of a lifetime, and I can't get over the fact that we saw all these types of animals and that these kinds of terrains and places just exist when we live completely on the other side of the world. And I just feel so grateful to be able to experience something like this, and I'll never take for granted the privilege that we have to travel and to experience countries as beautiful as Botswana.